Hi everyone, we're here to start our culinary skills like I promised. We're going to start off by doing some simple vegetable cutting. And before we do that, we want to make sure we start with a sharp knife. Now, a steel will not sharpen a knife, but it will hone a sharp blade, keeping it sharp. In the professional kitchen, you only really need to get a high quality knife sharpened once a year, as long as you steel it every time you take it out. So if you don't know what you're doing, the safest way is to put the steel straight up on a surface, put the knife at a 45-degree angle, and run it down 3 to 4 times per side, alternating every other use. Once you've mastered this skill and you want to show off in front of your friends, and please don't do this till you can. You can hold it horizontal and parallel to the ground, you can put your knife on it, and as long as you only move your wrist, you won't cut yourself. You can close your eyes, you can look to the left, you can look up, you can look down, you can go faster, you can go slower. It doesn't matter, because you're only moving your wrist. Thank you. Okay, now, before we continue, we're going to wipe the blade clean. And there's a couple different methods to cutting peppers. One, we can cut it in half, yank out our seeds, start slicing. Now, when you hold a knife, you want to make sure that you balance it on your finger. You grip it, you hold by the blade. The handle is just there for balancing. If you ever meet a professional chef, you'll see calluses on their finger. If you grab a knife back like this, and if you watch my first vlog video where I introduced the channel, you'll know why I call them hacks, because they're grabbing their knives like this, and they don't know what to do with their left hand. They're going to hurt themselves. Grab your knife up front, by the blade, hold your pepper, and let the knife do all the work in a nice, easy slicing motion. Keep your thumb tucked in behind the rest of your hand. And I'm cutting this like it's not even there. Now, a second way of doing this, I can cut the top off. I can take a boning knife or a paring knife, and I can come in and cut off the seeds, cut it in half, and make sure that I take these ribs out. Go back to my chef's knife. I'm going to cut this in half just to make it more easier to work with. So the difference in the two methods is that I have curls on the end and I have a wider cross section here, whereas this is a more uniformed slice. When are they both appropriate? Well, more Japanese food calls for precise cuts. Rustic food calls for more cuts like this. Now at the restaurant where we're at, I'm fine with these. So I'm just going to take the rest of the end of my pepper and slice it up. Same for the red. I'm just going to cut it up like this, but I'll do it slower this time. Cut it in half. Pull out the seeds. And holding it like this with my thumb in the back for safety. This way, if my knife goes wild, luckily I'll hit my fingernails, not my fingers. Keeping the tip on the cutting board in a motion like this will allow me to quickly work through my pepper. Now, I'm not expecting you at home to be able to do this your first time, your second time, or even your third try. I've been working at a restaurant for over 15 years, and I've probably cut 3-4 tons of peppers in my life. Thank you, and let's grow our skills together. Okay, next up, we're going to do mushrooms. These are utility mushrooms, or number 2s. That's how we order them. But these will just be the mushrooms you buy at the grocery store that are odd-sized, not the buttons. Now, we just go with quartered mushrooms here at the restaurant. But the chef's knife, although an all-purpose knife capable of doing any cut, is inefficient at this due to its size and weight. Now, if you wanted to slice your mushroom, first week at school, they made us slice mushrooms with the back of the knife. Took a while. Then they let us slice mushrooms with the front of the knife. You can work through them a lot faster. But like I just said, the chef's knife is inefficient for this task due to its size. A boning knife works better. But a paring knife, I think, is the best one for this. If I'm quartering my mushrooms, I can work basically as fast as I can roll them from side to side. And if I'm slicing my mushrooms, there's a lot less hand fatigue when you're going through 3 or 4 5-pound boxes in a session. I truly believe that the paring knife is the superior knife for cutting peppers. Now, just like any other knife, I'm going to grip it up forward. And this is mostly out of habit, because you can hold a paring knife down here just fine. But it is still best to grab it up here, because it's a habit that you should keep throughout all of your knife work. Some of these bigger ones here for the restaurant, we're just going to cut in half again. But that's basically it. Make sure you pinch your paring knife. You can roll them like that for quarters, or real quick like that for slices. Always remember to guard your thumb and make yourself these 3 fingers right together, so that way if the knife should slip, you'll hit your fingernail. Always avoid grabbing something like this. Da, 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 I'm not going to hurt myself. Da! That's what will happen. Okay, so here we are with the onion. What we're going to do is we're going to slice some onions, we're going to dice some onions. Onions are the most important vegetable in the kitchen. They're used in just about everything. So I'm going to start off cutting off the stem end, not the root end. We're going to slice through the onion. I'm going to grab at the skin and pull the first layer off. Now if it gives you a little trouble, you can just grab your paring knife, get underneath it, and it should come right off. If you've got half skin and half normal onion, you can just break it where you want. Okay. And we'll just set this off to the side for right now. Now, when dicing an onion, take your chef's knife, which is the best tool for this job. Come in front of the onion and give it 2 or 3 cuts. Now, I've already broken my rule about keeping your finger back like this. You want to make sure you stay back. Even us seasoned pros make mistakes every once in a while, so stay back while you're doing it. Now you've cut it this way. Put your fingers up this way. And the tighter you go together, the finer your dice will be. I'm not jamming it into the onion as I go, I'm giving it slices like this as I go. And that's why I'm able to effortlessly go through the onion. Now it's all about going through it. I like to lift right off the board, but some other people like to stay on the board and do this as they go. I find it more comfortable to lift off when I do the onions, as long as I make sure I keep my fingers back. When you're doing a lot of onions, I save all my ends for the end, and then I just go through them roughly. So, one more time. 2 to 3 slices. Across. And a sharp knife always helps. Gather up any awkward sizes. You can put your hand on top. Just give it a quick pass through until they look to be about the size of everything else. Now, when slicing onions, take off the root end as well. I'm going to take off one more layer because this does look a little yellow. And I'm going to trim off right here. You can go this way. This is the way that we prefer to do them here. We cook onions a lot in pastas whole like this. But that's not to say that if you were doing, say, burgers or whatnot, you can't go like this for your half moons. I find it easier to control the onion, though, doing it this fashion than this way. Okay. Well, now we've covered the onion, and thank you for watching.